That's a W.
Hello everyone, how's it going? I don't know how many people we've got yet. It's a pretty busy night. We've got D in, I know that. I'm gonna just shut down some of the alerts just now. There we go. We'll close that and we'll turn our sounds right down as well so they don't mess me up because I forgot to do all that. And welcome in. I think D, you might be in before the notice even gone out. But yeah, there we go. Anyway, we have Aphelion Esports. Now their current name. They've had many names. They've gone by many names in the past. But that's where we've got now. So let's bring them out. If I need to just find the right button to push, which I've managed to put way on the wrong screen. Here it is here. Let's go for it. Guys, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Okay.
There we go. So I said to the guys before we went on, I was like, whenever I talk to you, I'll try and say someone's name so you know when to talk, because otherwise you do that thing of like waiting for the other person to talk. I thought on hi, you guys could all just sort of wave hi at the same time. But it's okay, it's fine. You know, it's just the way it is. Hello, welcome. So that was better, guys. We were better there. Got some dealing with some nerves. So we've got far away from me, we've got Gandalf. Then in the middle we've got Camille, and then we've got Mark closest to us. Mark was wearing his TGG top. There you go, repping Anorg anyway. So there we go. Eggmaster, welcome in over on YouTube. Hello, Don Better's in as well, one of the former Exit players. So guys, welcome to the stream. We're going to start trying to get you guys into this a little bit. We're going to start the way that we always start with these interviews. We're going to start with some quickfire questions, nice and sort of easy. Talking all about yourself. It's the easiest thing to do. So we'll start. What we'll do is we'll ask the same question everyone, and we'll start furthest away from us. So Camille, we'll start Gandalf. Even we'll start with you. So Gandalf, when did you start playing?
I cannot give you the specific number because I'm so bad at dates, but I think early 2014.
Early 14,
yeah. Downloading the game, and I was on and off for a couple years, deleting the game, reinstalling it again. Yeah. But
nice. Yeah, so
the boys looking fresh.
When did you Don Better with the boys looking fresh there? That's what he said. So there you go. When did you get into the competitive side of things?
Oh, it's not a long time. I guess it started with Unfair Warfare.
Mm-hmm.
I joined Unfair Warfare in like a year.
Yeah, it's not been long at all then.
Yeah. And then played for a very short time with Unfair Warfare, and a couple of guys from Unfair Warfare was me, Chase, Lando, Fab, Shaq. We decided to create a new team, which was Bad Monkeys, and yeah, it all started from there. It's not long ago.
Yeah, not long at all. Camille, what about yourself? When did you start playing?
I think I started it 8-9 years ago. So also 2000.
Yeah, about 2014, 2013.
Yeah. And competitive, maybe 2 years, 1 year. I'm not sure. I started playing with Eyewitness and on Better.
Yeah.
And right now with Aphelion.
Yeah. And Mark, what about yourself? When did you start?
I started playing in 2013, I guess. And yeah, but I also had like a couple of retirements in between, and yeah, some.
Is it retirement if you come back?
I mean, yeah. So let's say I had some breaks in between.
Yeah, some big old breaks.
I didn't play. Yeah.
Hey, people have retirements all the time in this game, don't they? But then they draws them back in, like they get. Alex,
true.
Thank you, man.
And I think I started pretty early playing competitive. Like I even played. Well, I tried to play competitive before like the old CWL started. And we had like scrims and basically friendly wars.
Yeah.
Where you had to set up the same town halls and then start a random spin to find you. And
getting all the war weight perfect.
Yeah, and then you try to have a good war. Yeah, good old times.
Yeah, man, it was like the full weekends as well. Rick, thank you very much. Jer King over on YouTube, hello as well, man. Welcome to the stream.
I'm big fan of Camille.
Here, Rick is already asking questions. I think we'll start this one right now, Camille. Rick is asking, question to Camille, how is it to be the most handsome Polish Clash of Clans player? I mean, I think that that's a big compliment from Rick.
Yeah, thanks.
Just says thanks.
I'm a big fan too.
Yeah. Happy days. Right, okay, we've covered the first question. Next one, favourite Town Hall level. Gandalf, what is your favourite Town Hall level?
I think Town Hall 12, because the game completely changed and Town Hall started to be a significant defense.
When they made the Town Hall like angry.
Yeah. It was also cool looking. I like the color, all the blue tone. But overall, because that Town Hall was a key defense, I think it was my favorite.
Okay, cool. Camille, what about you?
I don't know. I think Town Hall 9 or 10, because I hate pets, I hate sieges, and super troops. And Town Hall 9 and 10 don't have this.
You're a traditionalist. You like it how it used to be. Getting old, Camille, if you start saying stuff like that. Mark, what about yourself? What's your favourite Town Hall?
Like usually or currently the highest Town Hall in the game, so currently Town Hall 14. But overall, I would say it was like Town Hall 9, because that's the Town Hall where you start like, or where you can start planning attacks and doing Lalo and stuff.
Yeah.
And especially back in the days, Town Hall 9 was nicely balanced.
Yeah. And it would take you years to get through Town Hall 9 as well. It took years to get through loads of different varieties of troops, loads of different troops to use and learn. Yeah, I like that. How long has Clash been out? It's been out since 2012. So it's been out a wee while. This is year 10 of Clash of Clans. August this year is going to be... That's over on YouTube, someone's asking that, guys. Right, favourite strategy? Go for it, Gandalf, start us off again. You can call this favourite strategy either to do or to watch, or it can just be a favourite troop. Like, I love Hog Riders because they say Hog Rider in a really loud voice. It could be whatever you want.
Yeah, well, obviously the favourite strategy to use for me is Lalo. Different variations, but I feel like I love Queen Charge Hogs more than any other strategy. It was really nice back in Town Hall 11.
Yeah.
Hogs used to be really dominating. And I miss Hogs being in the meta. They're kind of weak right now. Otherwise, I would use them all the time instead of Lalo.
Yeah, Hogs are one of these sort of... When I see a Hog attack, it's like it's something special. You know that just because it's so unusual to see. I think, Skelly Traps, and the Spring Traps. the death of hogs. Camille, go for it. What you got?
It's pretty easy. Sui Lalo or Zeploc Launcher Lalo. Yeah.
What did you call it there? Zap the...
Zeploc Launcher Lalo. Yeah, it's must read. I love to play it.
I like that. Mark, what about yourself?
Yeah, obviously I think Queen Charge Lalo. I mean, I use it the most, and also I like that it's very you can use it in a lot of different ways.
Nice variety. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the final one. Now these might be a bit predictable for some of you guys, but where did your name come from? Gandalf, yours might be an interesting story. Tell us about Gandalf.
Actually, I was looking for a name that I can have as my in-game name for years. I've changed a lot of names. It was my own name and some other stuff, but then I was like, something that might be slightly related to Clash of Clans, and Gandalf came to my mind. He was a wizard. He was a wizard in the game, and I love the Lord of the Rings. So
I like that. That's good. Camille, what about yourself?
Yeah, my real name is Kamil, so yeah.
Okay, I think Mark might have a similar story.
Yeah, it's just my first name, but I'm so bad at finding names, or I'm so uncreative at it. So yeah.
My first name was Disabled Kamil, so that was a kind of a casual clan, the Disabled.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But Supercell have changed that.
I changed it from Disabled Kamil to Not Kamil.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah.
And Supercell changed it from Not Kamil to Kamil. So yeah.
Okay, cool. To avoid that, so that must not be like appropriateness. That I think is just because Harry Savage Skulls. Hello, man. Nice to see you, mate. That must be just to stop confusion for their commentators. I think that's all that's about. Is so that when people are saying it's not Camille, it's like there's someone who had an account the other day called Somebody, and it's like, oh, somebody's going to 3-star. Who 3-starred? So I bet if they ever make it to Worlds, their name will get changed as well because it's just too complicated, too confusing. Right, happy days. Let's move on to talk about you're now Aphelion Esports. Even sorry, I got one of the names wrong. So you guys have gone through several names. So I want you guys to tell me about the story of when you started way back, and let's talk about Exit, Method to Madness, Titan GG. I think there's some in the middle there that I've missed as well. Take us all the way through to now. Gandalf, you've got a slightly different story, so you maybe have less input on this one. But Mark,
I have no idea about the old names and classes.
Camille or Mark, do you want to take us through that sort of background?
Yeah,
I think Camille can start, and I can continue with TGG.
So I started with Eyewitness, Don Better, and some players, they are retired right now. For example, Martin, Apo, and so. We started playing in a casual clan, Disabled, and Spätzle mit Soße. It's a German casual clan.
And that really explains the name as well, yeah.
Yeah. Then we started playing, I don't know, some competitive tournaments like GCC and GML, that's a German league. Then Method to Madness messaged us, and they want that we play under Method to Madness, so M2 Originals. Then joins, I don't know, Marco, who joined us as well. Mark joined in Exit Esports, right?
No, I joined when you were TGG.
Oh, okay.
Already.
Yeah. After 1 or 2 months, we left Method to Madness again. We started playing under Exit Esports. That was our team. It wasn't the org or something. Yeah, and we met Charlie in Method to Madness. He was our base builder and manager, and he created also TGG.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we start playing there.
Was it only a couple of months you were with Method to Madness? Was it that short?
2 or 3 months.
Wow, that surprised me. I felt like that was quite a while. Clash with Styles, like M2M, remember them? Yeah, they came out of nowhere and then disappeared quite quickly as well. Yeah, I suppose that's esports does that sometimes. I suppose. Not a great experience with some orgs, but then TGG had a great experience with those guys. Yeah, like Charlie and running his org.
And Charlie is a very nice guy.
Yeah. TGG was the point that Charlie brought me in as well. It was sort of like, do you want to stream these guys? And I was like, yeah, okay. And I was really hesitant about streaming you guys because you're not English isn't your first language. He really had to push me. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll go for it. I'll try and do it. And I was like, surely they're going to want like a German commentator, German caster to cast on his, and that's why I didn't do much at first, and then I just like started streaming you guys and watching how good you were, and it was awesome to just like 14, 15 star wars like all the time. It was brilliant. Mark, when did you join during TGG?
Yeah, I joined in May last year, so soon it's gonna be 1 year for me in the team.
And where did you come from?
I played with Jayoff before, and also in the 5v5 team. But because I had like a long break before, or like while Town Hall 12 and Town Hall 13 came out, I had to farm my account for a long time.
Right, okay.
So yeah, I started playing 5v5s or like the highest Town Hall kind of late. But then joined Jayoff quickly, and Marco poached me to TGG after Jayoff retired. And yeah, then we like got more and more competitive over the year, in my opinion. But we always had like a few changes in the team. For example, Philip left us a couple of times.
Yeah.
Don Better left. Nigel, or like head coach, joined. And then later Gandalf and Toby joined. And I hope I didn't forget anyone.
No.
Muffin's the most recent addition, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then like after Worlds,
Don Better's just mentioned Gabriel. Poor Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel joined a little bit.
He's also very new.
Yes, so new we forgot he existed. Sorry, Gabriel, man.
Yeah, but Gabriel joined like when we were Aphelion Titans already, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
you hadn't got to him yet. I see. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mark remembers. Me that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think at the end of the year and beginning of this year, some of us were very inactive, and head coach retired end of February. And so we had a talk and was like, okay, we need a couple of new players. We need to change a few things. And also Charlie had less time to run TGG basically. And yeah, Charlie asked a few people and a few different orgs if they need a team. And Aphelion said they are gonna make a few teams. And that was also the time when we added Gabriel. He was with Shape before, but he wasn't happy there, and so he messaged Kamil, I think.
Philip.
Yeah, okay. He messaged Philip, and then joined in January.
Yeah, it was right at the start of this year, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, a few months ago. Yeah. And then we started with Aphelion, and we did pretty good. In the last few months, we were third in Fiero Fuego, and also did pretty good in the World's warm-up. I think we played 3 times and were 2 times top 16 and 1 time top 8. So yeah, that's the reason why they signed us, and now we are here.
It is. I like that. I like that. You've covered everything. Gandalf, tell us about joining in. When did you why did you choose Aphelion? What attracted you to joining Aphelion Titans? I think it was at the time. Or was it TGG?
No, it was TGG.
It was TGG. Sorry, I know Mark's just told me all, and I've forgotten already. It's like, but what made you think? All right, yeah, okay, I can see what potential these guys have got and how I'd fit in.
Yeah. So basically, after I left Unfair Warfare, we created a team with Chase, Lando, Stixel, Shaq, Fap, and called Bad Monkeys. We played for a while, for a couple months, and some of us, after the last qualifiers for the World, which we didn't make it, everyone decided to do their own thing. Shaq stopped playing, Lando stopped playing, Chase was also focusing more on what he does now.
Yeah.
And I was looking for a competitive team. So I talked to Drew, and he was actually the main reason that I joined TGG. He actually told me, I told him that I'm looking for a team who is competitive, maybe German. And yeah, he told me about TGG, and I did a couple of wars with them. Started off from there.
Happy days, that's good. I like that. And that drew sort of from like his competitive Clash Network sort of background. Is that what you mean? What do you mean, Drew? Which Drew?
Drew, Chazmac Drew.
Chazmac Drew. Yeah. Chazmac Drew. Yeah. So it'll be from that sort of background. Yeah. So he's CCN links and all that. Happy days. That's cool. Right. Okay. So let's talk about the update. Now, I was chatting before we went on stream to you guys, and I was like, "Have you guys played it?" And you're like, "No, not really. Don't really know much about it." So it's not gripped to the esports community much. Have you guys played it at all? Why is it not exciting you maybe as much as you would expect it to? Gandalf, in fact, Gandalf, you've just spoken. Mark, start us off.
Yeah, okay, so basically I'm playing the game to play like esports or competitive. And I watched the video that Supercell announced Wednesday, I think it was. And after that I was like, okay, it looks like a lot of farming and like little bit like builder base, just for the clan and not for one person. And yeah, that's why I had no interest in it so far. And I also didn't watch any sneak peek videos from any content creators.
Oof.
So yeah, I don't know much about Clan Capital. I might get some information about it soon, but like it is now, I'm not really interested in it. It might change in the future. I mean, it has a lot of potential, and maybe there also can be like some competitive or some tourneys or something like that. But yeah,
there's definitely a base building element to it. There's definitely like there's definitely like a competitive potential there. But yeah, it like the update dropped really quickly. Like the maintenance was literally just 45 minutes, and then we did some forging and put some capital gold, and then we were like, okay, we need some more people to put some gold in, and then so there's a bit of base building and all that, and then you can do some friendly challenges on this new map, new troops, and all that sort of stuff. But all the good stuff is way far down the list. It's quite a little bit far down, and yeah, it's interesting. Camille, talk to us about there was on day 2 of the sneak peeks, there was a whole load of balance changes got thrown out as well. So super drags and the unicorn, I think, were the 2 key ones. What's your thoughts on the super drag nerf? Have you tested it much yet?
Today I tested anything, just Suilalo in Legend League. So I don't have so much time today, but the Unicorn nerf isn't that great. I mean, I still can play Suilalo like before. Maybe super drag attacks could be not more that strong, but let's see.
Yeah. I mean, and you were like super drags needed a bit of a nerf from your point of view. That right? Yeah, you guys. I know that you guys went down to a couple of spammy teams a couple of times, and it's that frustrating. I can't remember who it was that had a big rant. I think it was Castro had a big rant on Twitter about it, and just the random nature of super drags making it really hard. And hopefully, they're still strong, but they're not dominant now. Is basically what I think the balance that we're trying to get to. Gandalf, have you got any opinions?
Yeah, I think the major impact that the balance changes had, that if you do a lot of mistakes and those spam hits, it's likely that you fail. Yeah. But before the balance changes with a lot of mistakes, you would still triple. As Camille said, we haven't tested anything just yet, but hopefully that's the case.
Yeah, that's definitely. I think what they were going for. I think. Sorry.
Yeah, but for Unicorn, for example, I wanted to see a different change. The way I thought that it would be really cool that if Unicorn works like Flame Flinger, that
it had a limited life.
It died. Yeah, exactly. It dies after maybe 40 seconds or so.
Okay.
But
okay, so I see that's probably because of how you use the Unicorn, is that right? I'm just thinking about how Gandalf uses his Unicorn and uses it for the Suis. These crazy dominant Suis that take out a big old chunk of the base, and then in fact sometimes not even that big a chunk of the base, let's be honest. And you've still got a hell of a lot of the base still to Lalo, Gandalf. And then you still manage it and you still got all the way around the base. It's kind of insane your Sui Lalo.
Yeah, but I guess the way Sui Lalo works, it's not really about the value you get with the Sui. It's more like the pathing you create. So, but I would love to see both changes, also with the hit points and the time of the Unicorn. I think that would have been great.
So yeah, because I mean, pets were always this sort of interesting thing that they brought in. I've just seen that we've got Judo Sloth lurking. So he'll be disappointed that none of you have watched his video. Judo, they were telling me how they weren't interested in the update. That's why we're talking about balance instead. Mike's here as well, who's been on the show as well. So my plan was to talk all about that sort of stuff, but we don't have that. But I want to go back on to let's talk about. I'm going to explain my take on your specialities. This is the viewer. This is the sort of like the streamer opinion. Mark, you're reliably the Queen Charge Lalo player, I would say. Sometimes Queen Charge Dragon Riders, but I see that is like your most common hit. And also, are you one of the main base builders, or do you all build bases?
So let's start with go for it. My hit. I use Queen Charge Lalo a lot. Sometimes I do Smash or Air Spam, but I'm doing very rarely like Queen Charge Dragon Riders.
Okay.
I also think because of the balance changes, Dragon Riders are even worse now, because their biggest weakness were already like air defenses and seeking air mines, and those two defenses got a buff.
Yeah.
And they didn't change anything on the Dragon Rider, so yeah, they might be even worse now. And I think Lalo is just stronger, and now especially, and also like faster than Dragon Riders usually. And if you do like long Queen charges and stuff, it's better to be fast at the end to not have those time fails.
Yeah, man, those like 30 I've seen 30-second Lalos. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and also your second question. I mean, I would say I'm the main base builder for Aphelion or for our team. I also build for Strat and Blueprint, and we have some more builders in our team that are helping us with base building as well. Because I also think it's not good to have 5 bases in a war from the same builder. It's just the style is like, the same in every base, kinda, and it's good to have some different base styles or some different building styles.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that. Camille, I'm going to give you my opinion of you. I described you quite often and often to your face, the player for, and this doesn't apply anymore, but in the past, I described you as the player who would get either a 1-star or a 3-star. There was like no in between, and your hits were like some crazy sort of creative stuff going on in there. Always sort of like really interesting sort of little breakdowns and takes and all, and sometimes you didn't pull off and sometimes you did. More recently, you've turned into a really consistent Sui Lalo player with like a really, in fact, the hit rate, I think if you look at Chase's hit rates, the hit rates that the Aphelion Esports are knocking out at the moment are really good. We had 3 players up at the top, up in that sort of top area. But Camille, tell me about that. Tell me about about how you learn about Sui Lalo and all that sort of stuff.
So I think April was a very good month for me. I had a very solid hit rate, and Gandalf is the best Sui Lalo player for me, and I learned so much from him. But I'm the best player for 1-stars, yeah, and for throwing wars. I don't know.
That's not as much anymore, but it did used to be a little bit of like a meme joke that was like, oh man, these guys are ahead, but Camille hasn't hit yet, and he could easily 1-star because it just seemed to happen quite a lot, man. But it was always mental and brilliant hits you were doing. But then you just have these sort of random ones thrown in.
I think Don Bella has a good point in the chat. Kamil finally plays Legend League. And I think also he was able to finish the first season in April ever. Like he always stopped playing before the season ends in the month before.
Right, okay, so is that, do you think that's got a big part to do with it?
Yeah, I think Legend League is very good for practicing and being consistent.
Yeah. I suppose it's that... Sorry, go for it.
Sorry?
No, go.
We also have a Mr. 1-star role on the Discord server, and I think I have it 80% of the time. So
happy days. God, well, it's like that's what I liked when I started consistently streaming you guys. I was able to sort of tell what was going on. Philip used to be like your main ground player. He was your main ground attacker. He seemed to do a lot of that stuff. I know that Philip's recently left. He's gone to RPG. It feels like maybe Muffin's stepping into that role. He does do air stuff as well, but I seem to see him doing more smashes than anything else. Is that right? Are you guys aware of that, or is that just something that just seems to be happening?
Yeah, Philip was the first, maybe second hitter in our team, and most of the time you play, I don't know, smashes, air spam, or maybe a Queen Charge Lalo as the first hit. Right now is Gandalf and me the first hitter, and Muffin is playing Soham, smashes, everything what Philip plays to. Yeah,
he seems to fit that sort of ground role. I think that's on all the best teams. You see that players need to be able to have more than one strategy, but you want players that can do a bit of everything so that you can, if you see a base, it's like, oh, that's going to be perfect for a spam attack, then you need to have a player that can do that and do it well. Like especially now they've got like the nerfs going on. Gandalf, I used to predict your attacks before you I used to commentate your attacks before you'd put the troops down. Like, Ken's going to go on the left, Queen's going to go on the right, the Arcee's going to go through middle, Queen's going to get to that Town Hall, he's going to use an Invis to hold on to an ability until the Town Hall goes down, and then, oh, don't worry, he's not got very much of the base, but he's got enough to make that path in. I know it seems like quite a big amount of pathing he's got going on, he's still going to Lalo all the way around this, and he's going to have millions of balloons left over. But you've changed, I think possibly just to spite me, right? You've started throwing in zaps in there, you've thrown a couple of queen charges in there, like there's different, is that like a conscious decision? Have you started experimenting with different attacks? Is that like a new thing?
Yeah, well, basically you don't always want to do the same strategy all the time, because when you're facing big teams, they watch your streams, they know how you hit, so easily they can bait you. Yeah. You want to mess around, do different stuff. But nowadays, I mean, now it's a little bit maybe less or not, but we see a lot of legend bases and matches. And on those legend bases, mostly it's always the same entries that works, basically. So, for example, in box bases, it's, as you said, you can't predict it. How I'm gonna do the hit with Sweet Lotto. So, but you have to change your style, your strategies, so we don't try to be predictable.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I'd probably just, through this video, given people, your future competitors, a little bit of an insight into all of your hits, and you're all sitting there going, come on, man. Like, actually, we don't even need to watch our hits, you just told us all the attacks. But yeah, that's, but I think if you've got lots of variety, because I know that I remember like speaking to Camille on Discord, and he'll be like, "Oh, we're up against a spam team, and they all spam, so we're just going to defend all our or try and defend all our bases against spam," which is quite a hard thing to do. But if you know that you're getting hit by 5 super drag attacks, then you can try and defend against. Have a couple of them that's just going to bait those super drag attacks and like catch the blimp off or something like that. Whereas if you guys have got like a little variety in there, lots of different hits, you're not quite sure. People aren't quite sure what you're going to be able to hit them with. That makes sense?
Yeah. Defense-wise and... Sorry, Mark.
No, go for it.
Yeah, defense-wise and offense-wise, both kind of the same strategy, especially against the teams you don't know. Like, you're not sure what they're going to use, so it's kind of a risk. You roll the dice and you be like, okay, they might spam all the time, so you only try to defend spam.
Yeah.
But against the teams that you can predict them, it's you can plan on defense and offense. It's the same story because, for example, if you're going against a team that they know you pretty well, you also don't want to do the things you always do, basically.
Fair enough. Right, we are on. Sorry, Mark, did you have something to say?
Yeah. What I want to say was, with those super drags hit, or like air spam in general, even if you try to set up your bases against air spam, if you don't know how exactly the enemy will do it, you can't defend it, or you couldn't. I'm not sure if the update has changed it. That we will see that in the next couple of weeks. But like there are so many or so much variety in those air spams. You can do E-drags, you can do Inferno drags, Hydra, Super drags. You can do it with Slammer, Flame Flinger, Blimp. Then there are some like Super Minion Blimp, Loon Blimp. You can do it in so many ways, and it's impossible to defend all those.
Yeah.
All those entries. Even if you have like a good base against air spam.
I think that was the frustrating thing with Super Drags, and we might have seen it change. Like you saying, we'll have to have a look and see how it's running. But the chat from what people said in streams today has been that they've had a bit of a hefty nerf, so they're a little bit weaker. I'd kind of forgotten about the air defenses also having it wasn't just the E-Jags, range got made shorter, and all that sort of stuff. It's actually the air defenses have had the air defenses and air traps have had a bit of a buff as well in there, so that's good. Right, viewers' questions. Now I've got a couple in advance here. we'll start with the main viewer's question, the most important one. What is your favourite type of cheese? That one always comes up, so we just get it out of the way nice and early. Now, Gandalf, do you want to start us off? What is your favourite type of cheese?
Probably Parmesan.
Hey, nice. Like that.
Or maybe it's because I love pasta. I don't know.
I like that. So, your favourite type of cheese? Pasta. Okay, yeah, I like that. like it. Camille, what about you?
I don't know. Gouda, maybe? I'm not sure.
To be fair, before the stream, I said to you guys, these are all questions you're either talking about yourself or about Clash. And now I'm asking about cheese, and you're like, I don't know. Like, name a cheese. I can't think of a name of a cheese. And yeah, go for it. Mark, what have you got?
Yeah, it's definitely Gouda for me.
Gouda, there we go. Okay. It's like a strong Gouda sort of favoritism here. Guys, if you want to do !Q to ask a question, I know that some questions have already come in, so I'm going to try and pull them up just now. One for you to answer just now. We've got here, what is your Clash Esports career highlight? It may well be, it could be this year or last year or whatever, but I think probably you can have a different answer, all of you, for this one. So Gandalf, do you want to start us off again? And what's your highlight?
I think mine is with BFE guys when we won NDL.
Okay. Was that a 5v5 or was that large?
Yeah, 5v5.
Cool.
It was best of 2, and I had a 6-pack. So yeah, I think that was the highlight. It's unfortunate that it's not with these guys, but
it's okay. That's allowed. It's absolutely fine. It's just your highlight. It's your personal highlight. Camille, what about yours?
I think the last match in the Swiss stage, or maybe the whole Swiss stage, the perfect war against RVNT. It was, I think that was our strongest match also, and an important match. Yeah,
so there was big pressure on that one. It was a team that had performed really well, like Rest the year before had done really well. So yeah, no, I can sort of see that, and a big stage as well. What about yourself, Mark? Same one or?
Nah, it's a bit different. I mean, yes, Swiss stage was great. And also, for example, ASL last week was great. I think we won like 10 out of 11 matches.
Because you guys started quite slow on that, didn't you?
Yeah, we did pretty bad after we lost in the Queso playoffs.
Yeah,
and was a little bit hard to find motivation, and yeah, we did bad, and we had a nice comeback in the last week of ASL and got enough points to make play-ins. But I think the highlight for me was on the defense side of the game, when I got a 1-star defense for Betzinger last year in Worlds against Aphelion Ninja or Aphelion Esports.
Is that just the base that you'd built?
Yeah. I built it for them, and it basically won them the war, and
I like that, man. That's a totally different sort of take on it. I like that. So properly focused on the defense side. It fits in really nicely with this question here. Clash of Style says, I'm going to try and make it pop up on the screen. It might not happen. Is it going to pop up? Maybe. Anyway, the question is, how involved is Mark with Strut base building? And it's not showing up.
I mean, I'm one of the main base builders for Strut, I would say, next to Iron and Dubstep. At the moment, we are the guys from Strat are not testing much, or at least not my bases. But I do build a lot for them, I would say. In the past few months, Strat used like more legend style bases, and I just started to build like diamond style or legend style recently, like a couple of months ago. So I focus more on anti-3 style bases for Strat, and that they haven't used a lot of those bases recently, but yeah,
And is
building a lot
that,
anyways.
do you think that's because of the way the meta's changed at the moment and how strong Super Drags have been, that people have just sort of gone? I know that War and Glory just basically ran all legend bases and did really well. I think in the warm ups as well. I think that was, and they performed quite well. And then that kind of from there, people seem to have just been doing that. I just realised I've got as much chance as defending with a legends base as I do with a really bespoke base.
I think that's one of the reasons. Usually legend bases are better to defend air spam, and also sometimes more annoying to plan on. And but I think you don't need to test that much on legend style bases as you need on like anti-3, because for anti-3 bases sometimes you want to bait something, and then you need like to test the same entry like 5 or 6 times and see if it works or not. And yeah, that's a little bit different for legend style bases. There you can just do like 2 or 3 entries and see if it works or not, and then it's basically fine.
Cool. Okay, guys, we've got another one here. This one's from Mike. What is your favourite thing to do outside of Clash? Gandalf, start us off.
Probably boxing. It's something I've been doing 8-9 years. So, but overall, I would say sport.
Just sport, and yeah, okay, boxing, that's cool. Camille, what about yourself?
I'm playing tennis.
Guys are all super active.
Yeah, playing tennis and play football and going to gym.
Mark, what about yourself?
I think just hang out with friends and drink a couple of beer with them. Yeah.
My guy, I like that.
Yeah.
All these guys getting all active and all that. It's like, if someone asked me that question, what do you do outside the Clash? I'd be like, I like Clash Quest, and I also play some Warzone. Oh, you mean like not sitting on a computer? I don't know. It's, do you know? What have we got here? Squiz, you troll. Squizfizz is so here. Squizfizz is asked, how did Aphelion do in Family Feud, and how many stars did Warhunters win by? So that was Aphelion Ridge. I think Camille is playing with. So where are you guys playing in Family Feud, the most important tournament? Where are you guys all playing with, or who were you playing with? Gandalf starts off. Sorry, what to tell you.
I played. What was it? Less than a month ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Strat guys, and I think Mark was also. No, he didn't play.
Yeah, I didn't play.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were playing with Keepers Alliance, yeah. And then Camille, are you playing with the Polish Onions, or is that a different Mr. Camille? I genuinely don't know.
It was another Camille.
There's another Camille, okay.
I played last seasons with LP4 Hades, or LP4 Champs.
Yep, the current champions.
Yeah, and asked me 3 days ago to play this season again. So I played yesterday also.
So Squiz with his troll question, you guys don't even care, because they're like, it's nothing to do with us. We've been playing for other teams, so there you go.
I think he would have lost if he would play for Aphelion.
Exactly. Nedsa, I don't understand that. What is suddenly meant to be? It says, when suddenly is not playing Clash of Clans, does he moonlight as Brutes from Popeye? I think that must be, I'm just going to ignore that one. Here we go, this is a nice one. Coleman Clash, best normal troop and best super troop. What is the most the most important super troop?
Super wall breakers?
Yeah, I'd say that as well. I'd go with that. Camille, what do you think? You got a different opinion, or is it super wall breaks as well?
Super wall break, yeah.
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 And
I
what
use it in
about
every though.
it's just absolutely every hit it's used in, isn't it? Best
It's
normal troop.
Just easier than normal wall breaks, though.
Yeah, they're like wall breakers with like I don't know, with less of the fear in them. I mean, you do get the odd super wall break fail, but it's because people send them halfway across the base. Do you know what I mean? They have to take a pure beating before they go down. Mark, go on then. What's the most important normal troop?
Most important normal troop. I think it's hard to tell, but maybe either healers or loons.
Yeah.
Because I mean, loons are also basically in any attack, even if you like do ground hit, you have Coco loons. But also healers are only or like in any hit, only not in like Sui hits.
Yeah.
Or like air spams, but for example, P.E.K.K.A Smash or like ground smash and queen charges. You need the healers.
Yeah, they're in a lot. Yeah. Blitzkrieg saying, don't sleep on baby dragons. Set a nice fun. That's true, man. Baby drags are nice.
Yeah.
Joe, where is Muffin? Muffin was meant to be coming on, but he's at work. He was working late. He was trying to join late, but it totally ruined the we're all on one call, and so if one person joins, everyone's face moves around and it gets really messy. So we'll maybe bully Muffin into coming on his own one day. I don't think that'll happen, but I could try bullying him. Jared asking about nerfs buffs. Do you expect to see in the next update? We've literally had one today, man. Let's let's leave that one just now.
I hope then they nerf heroes soon.
Yeah.
You want okay? Well, so that's that's the extra nerf you want.
Yeah.
Heroes. So I asked Daniel about that. The heroes were strong at Town Hall 13, weren't they? Like they were crazy strong, and then we added pets and 5 more levels, and we're like, that'll be all right. There's no problem with that. It's like they were already super strong. How would you nerf them? Like, have you heard about the unicorn sort of nerf before? Like the limited lifespan on it. I quite like that as a concept.
Yeah, the first step is to nerf the pets. Like the unicorn was, well, I mean the yak also got a nerf. A few months ago. But I still think they could nerf them even more. For example, I saw a yak some wars ago who broke like 6 or 5 walls and then took out an inferno and saved the hit basically. So yeah, maybe for example that he just only can attack walls or something, or go with the hero and attack the same buildings as the hero.
Yeah.
Same for the owl. The owl, like maybe nerf the HP, for example.
The owl's crazy strong. I've seen it win so many hits, particularly Lalo's sort of air stuff.
Yeah,
it sometimes sits with a warden and dies in a warden walk, but if it's in an air thing.
I would like to see a little change on the Lassie as well. The Lassie is pretty random. Sometimes it's far behind and doesn't do anything, and sometimes it's pretty good, and then tanks for. I mean, it's most of the time with the RC.
Yeah.
And then tanks good for that. But also, what I hate is when I see someone do a hybrid, and Lassie goes in front and triggers all springs, and nothing happens, and all the hybrid survives because Lassie took out all springs basically.
So either make Lassie like a skeleton where it doesn't trigger any traps, or it gets flung through the air and disappears, which I think is more challenging with animation and all that sort of stuff, and they probably wouldn't do that. Blitzkrieg says, make the pets if they need a put mid battle, the heroes have to stop to pick it up. So there you go. That's Blitz's approach on it. That might be some difficult coding going on there, Blitz, man.
And the second thing would be to buff defenses or like bring new levels to defenses. For example, archer towers and cannons might be a good idea. But I also, I think in like after after Town Hall 14 was released, they added a new Expo level and a few other levels as well, and that didn't help us at all. So it has to be a mix of all kind of stuff, definitely.
So there is still more to do. That's fair enough. Right, Davy's asking, who's the funniest player you've ever played with? You can say people that are here right now if you want. So go for it, Gandalf. Help us start us off. Who's the funniest player?
I would say Eyewitness. Even if the team is in trouble and you're losing, he's just saying something funny and changing the mood.
That's awesome. You need that in a team, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Camille, what about you? Same?
Eyewitness, or he isn't playing competitive, but I played it in the disabled. He's Piff. He's absolutely lost. So he was.
And Mark, what about you?
Eyewitness is a good call. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Man, why is he not on? Get him on.
I have to add one person to Risty.
Oh, Risty, yeah.
He's super funny.
He is. They've got one more. This is a very similar theme. Who is the best player you've ever played with? Gandalf, go for it.
Good question. Feelings might get hurt.
This is where teams break up. Doesn't have to be someone here. In fact, let's make it not someone in the current team. Make it someone outside of your team. There you go. Then you don't have to worry.
Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Then I would have to say Lando.
Cool. Camille,
He's
what about
capable
you?
of doing a lot of different strategies. Pretty comfortable with everything. So.
Yeah, Lando's got a nice variety of sort of strategies, and I just love watching his YouTube videos because they were just very chilled. They were just the way he sort of explained how the attack was happening. It was great. Camille, what you got?
Yeah, good question. So I never played with another team than this team. So
okay.
I don't know. No, don't better. He's retired, so.
Off out. Okay, fair enough. It means Mark can't use Dawn, so there you go. But then Mark, he's he strut tests his basics, so he can just say boom or something like that. Sort of.
I mean, the question is like to play with means many things, I guess. For example, I've played with Jay of TVL Elite, and there are also some of the strat guys, for example, Yo-Yo and Boom. So that would include play as well, and I would go with Yo-Yo, I guess.
Cool. I like that. I'm trying to find any more questions. I'm not sure some of these. I think some of these are old now as well. No, but this one was definitely from today. I'm not confirming when I'm coming on. But how many pull-ups can you do? Slayer wants to know. Don wants to know when I'm coming out for a beer, but I don't know when that's happening. But how many pull-ups can you do?
Right now, not too many. I would say, I don't know, 20.
That seems alright.
Yeah,
the height of my fitness,
right.
that was about as many as I could do. Camille, what about you? Have you ever done a pull-up? You're like, what's a pull-up?
I don't know, 20, 30.
20, 30? Flipping it. Mark, what about you? It's a random question to end on.
At the moment, it's also maybe 20. But I was a little bit better back in the days, a few years ago. I think at my best time, I was able to do like 50 or even 60.
But do you guys think press-ups So pull up is when you're doing that on a bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
50?
okay.
What?
No,
50 is too much.
not. I mean, yeah. Okay, if you do that, then like that's a different number. Yeah.
Like a chin up. Like I could do like 10 of them when I was in the army, super fit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, then I was able to do like 15 back in the days when I was in the army. But now, let's not talk about that.
Were you in the army as well, Mark?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you have national service in Germany, don't you?
What did you say? Sorry.
National service. What's it called? But you have to join the army for a little while, don't you?
No, not anymore.
No, has that changed? Is it?
Yeah, it has changed.
So you volunteered. You're a madman like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy days. So what did you do when you were in the army?
I don't know how to call it in English.
I love that. I can't talk about it. Or I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you. So I thought he was a spy. Right? Okay, we'll leave it at that. Mark was a spy when he was in the army.
The best words I have for it is mountain hunter. I don't know if you. So I was in the mountains and
okay, like so like a ranger almost. I suppose like America, they've got rangers who do loads of work and.
I think Americans don't even have something like we do in Germany. Like, but yeah, that goes in the same direction. Yeah,
defending the mountains sort of idea.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, I like that, man. That's cool. Okay, I can see how you could do. I can see you get away with 50 chin ups. Then like hauling yourself up ropes and all that. That makes total sense. We are going to leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. I was going to stream a war, but I can't. I don't think I can. I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm not set up for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to raid into someone that is streaming the war. Mark, do you have any bases running in the Struck War? Do you know?
No, I don't know what they use. If they just use box and ring bases, not. But if they use some NT3s, maybe, yeah.
Right. Okay. We will raid. Wait, if he's on, is Bad Stag not on? Oh, I thought Bad Stag was going to be streaming this war, but he must have pulled out of it. Right. Oh no, he is on. He's just right up the top. That's bad. I was looking and I was looking too low down. Bad is live. There we go. Raid. Bad Stag. Gaming. There we go. We're going to give him a re-raid. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I've totally ignored chat. Everyone in chat, thank you so much for being here. I've missed loads of messages and loads of sort of chat. I always read the chat up back afterwards and then miss a whole load of it. So thank you so much for being on, guys. This is on YouTube, and we'll cut the YouTube video at a certain point. So if you can all just wave to YouTube and say sub to Mac, that'd be great.
Sub to Mac.
Yay! Thanks, guys. There we go. Happy days. Right, let's go. TG, hello, man. Welcome in. Let's go on the raid. I don't know how to make the raid happen. We just have to wait for it to happen now because I'm using Restream and I hate it. So now we just have to wait awkwardly for the raid to happen. It's really awkward, isn't it? I need to bring up my
not that.
Not that awkward. The end of the YouTube video is like, what is this? The raid is happening. 27 viewers already. Any second now. Do a dance. Alex, man. Just for you. There's no music or anything. There we go. Dance is done. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much. See you later. Bye. Make sure I hit the button.